In order to be unbreakable, you have to be broken so many fucking times.
That's right.
Broken so many times where they cannot break you anymore.
The world breaks everyone, Travis. The very good, the very gentle, the very brave. And those it doesn't break, it kills. There's no shame in being a broken man. I should know. You just pick up the pieces and start rebuilding.
Broken ribs don't hurt as bad as a broken heart. When they want to pull away, you just gotta let them pull away. Do all that you can do. And when you've done all you can do, and hell still comes to breakfast, let it finish out, then pick up the pieces, learn from it, and start all over again.
Life is a storm, my young friend. You will bask in the sunlight one moment, be shattered on the rocks the next. What makes you a man is what you do when that storm comes. You must look into that storm and shout as you did in Rome. Do your worst, for I will do mine.
It says the most beautiful people we have known are those who have known defeat, known suffering, known struggle, known loss, and have found their way out of the depths. These persons have an appreciation, a sensitivity, and an understanding of life that fills them with compassion, gentleness, and a deep loving concern. Beautiful people do not just happen.
That this world has not been created for you to only enjoy the peaceful aspects about it. Regardless of where you are born with, everyone is going to face challenges. These are different challenges, but you are going to face them because living this life is ultimately connected with challenges. And there I can only come up with an answer. Prepare yourself.
This one gonna hurt for you to hear, but I don't care, because you need to hear it. You're behind, and you know it. But you're not behind everybody else. You're not behind your family. You're not behind the people that doubted you. You're behind the man you promised yourself you'd be. I know how badly you want to quit, bro. And I know how badly them voices in your head are telling you it's not worth it. But I also know how badly you want this. If there's not a voice in this world that believes in you, let me be the one that does. Go chase tomorrow's you, because he's already at the top. I love you, bro. I'm proud of you. I believe in you.
Darkness is a powerful ally if you know how to befriend it. You will not break the rock tonight, or tomorrow, or the next day, or perhaps ever.
You said to break the rock.
I said to try to break the rock.
That you already know it's going to be wretched. And you're not going to escape it. And that pain, and this is something that I've identified. The pain that's going to come, it's going to come in waves.
Do you remember the floods? When Oxford, he goes, yeah, the floods. Do you remember the floods? So, yeah. He goes, do you remember that boy who got his foot stuck in a grate and the river kept rising? And he kept rising, and he kept rising, and eventually they tried to get him out, but he drowned. Yeah. He goes, well, that wouldn't have happened to me. Right. He goes, do you want to know why? I went, yeah, sure. He goes, because I'd have said, cut it off now. Tom, what I'm trying to say is, right? What I'm trying to say is, son, is sometimes, yeah, you've got to cut a little piece of yourself off, yeah, no matter how much it hurts, in order to grow, yeah, in order to move on.
What if this next chapter you're so worried about turns out to be your favorite? What if it's the one that has everything you've ever wanted in it? It's just sitting here in front of me, too scared to flip the page, too scared to take risks, too scared of what they think of you. Fuck what they think of you. What a shame, man. What a shame to let external circumstances determine the amount of success that you're allotted in this life. Only God can do that, my boy. Flip that page, believe in yourself, and take control of what has been rightfully yours this entire time. I believe in you, bro. It's only a matter of time before you achieve that success you've always wanted to.
Then look, there's all kinds of different ways to break. You can break physically, you can break mentally, you can break your heart, you can break your spirit, and none of those are fun, and all of those are gonna leave a mark. But the mark that they leave can be the mark of victory, or it can be the mark of defeat. Because every time you break, and in every way that you break, while it's a chance, it's definitely a chance for you to give up and for you to just to fall apart. But there's also opportunity.
Number one is to run away. Because running away means that whatever just came into your life, you can't learn from it anymore, because there is again distance between that new situation and yourself. And at the same time, there is no connection, meaning you can't have an influence on it. So therefore, number one, face it. Number one, face it. And number two now, and this is also a quite difficult part, no one is born as a superhero. And nobody is naturally born as being a strong and confident personality. These are things that from time to time, from situation to situation, start to emerge from inside of you, because it's growing inside of you based on how you are behaving towards yourself.
You are much more than the physical. Every day you will hit the stone. It will hurt, but pain strengthens us. It will burn, but fire cleanses the soul. And then someday, maybe, the stone will break. But the journey will make your spirit as indomitable as that stone.
Oh no, you have to hit rock bottom. That's the way up. Yeah, rock bottom is beautiful. The struggle of coming back is beautiful. That struggle. It's hard. It doesn't feel like it's beautiful while you're going through it, but it's just being tested. And without a test, there's no testimony.
I had a conversation with Alain de Botton toward the back end of last year, and he has this line. He says, "The best men have been broken." And I asked him, "How can you tell? What do you mean, and how can you tell?" He says, there's a look. There's a twinkle in the eye. There's a kind of humility. There's a humbleness. There's a recognition of their own limits, even if they're really high. And when you're going against the grain of life, you begin to look at your behavior and your patterns and your motivations and your goals under more of a microscope than you do when things are going well. You feel the texture of existence more, kind of like swimming into a river as opposed to being lazy rivered down it. You feel all of the small elements come past you, and that's a real uncomfortable situation to be in at the time, but it's a beautiful gift afterward. Almost all of the greatest accomplishments that you've done in your entire life have been germinated from your lowest points. And adversity is a terrible thing to waste in that regard.
Accept what you cannot change. It is not your burden to bear. Life is meant to be lived with others. It is too hard to do it alone.
Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it.
The greatest things in the world were built by tired people. All right, I know you're tired. I know it's hard. I know you're exhausted. The fucking wonders of the world, guess who they were built by? Exhausted people. The buildings that you admire, guess who they were designed by and built by? People that were tired. Everything great in the world was built by tired motherfuckers. So it doesn't matter if you're tired, you just have to keep going.
I'd rather go too far than not far enough. The only reward that you get from taking it easy is the fact that in the moment, it's easier. But if you want results, and then you basically just catch yourself slacking off and don't do anything about it, then it kind of sounds like you don't really want those results, you know?
If I wanted to, I would beat every one of these guys. Only a coward says that. Don't ever use that line. It's not a strong line. Either do or don't. Don't tell us if you wanted to. Who cares if you wanted to? Go do it. Why don't you do it? Why don't you pursue it? What are you afraid of? What scares you? What do you not want to do? Go light it up. You know, go pursue it.
Remember all those dreams you had? They all just came crashing down. Newsflash, bro. Motivation doesn't exist. When in reality, all you needed to do was do it anyway. Regardless of how you feel, the job remains the same. So you can sit there waiting on these videos to pop up, hoping that one day your mindset will change. It'll never change, bro. You'll be stuck in the same place. But that falls on nobody except yourself. You either want it bad enough, or you're content with letting it slip away. You choose.
Everyone's like, oh, later in life, I want to do this. Later in life, I want to do that. Later in life is turning around, looking in the mirror right now. That's the later in life. And unless that turnaround is something in progression, later in life ain't gonna be anything different. And if you're not doing the now, don't ever expect the later to be the person you want to look in the mirror. You're missing the story, man. Am I happy? What the f did you think? Happiest person in the world. But I'm not done.
It's never too late. Don't listen to these people who want to put you in a box. Don't listen to them. Be you.
What I look like gigging up today, when tomorrow might be the day I win.
Legends get scared too. I'm scared right now. But the difference is we do it anyway. And all of you can do that every single day. It's legendary to be afraid and do it anyway. There is no such thing as failure when you try. That's the only way you lose. The way to win is to try.
There is so much power in believing that everything will work out, even when you don't know how or when. You just believe that it will. That kind of belief is not naive. It's power in the purest form. Because once you truly believe it's already yours, you stop chasing. You stop negotiating with fear. Belief is the ultimate filter. It deletes the distractions. It silences the noise. It makes the how irrelevant and keeps you locked in on the why. Most people are anxious because they keep opening the door to thoughts that don't match the life they're building. But when your belief is sharp, everything else falls away. You move different. You speak with less doubt. You stop performing and start becoming. And that's when manifestation kicks in. Not when you write it down once, not when you talk about it, but when the belief is so strong it makes anything else feel laughable. You don't need the perfect plan. You just need conviction. The kind that can walk through the fog like it's already seen the view. Make the belief louder than the fear and let the magic meet you in motion.
Once you overcome the reflection in the mirror, you've done it. And that's why so many people are lost. When I start talking, it wasn't until I changed that mentality that I became somebody. I'm training my mind and my body and my spirit so it's all one, so I can handle what life is gonna throw at me. But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness. That's life, man.
Procrastination is a liar. It convinces you that the perfect time is coming, that the clarity will hit tomorrow, that the fear will fade on its own. But nothing changes if you don't. Hit send, make the call, post the content, Walk in the room like you belong there. Clarity comes after action. Confidence comes after reps. Stop waiting, make a move, because that's how momentum is built.
Whenever you have this tendency to procrastinate, program your subconscious mind with this automatic conditioned command: do it now, do it now, do it now. The key to overcoming procrastination is to develop a sense of urgency. Be the kind of person who gets things done quickly. Be the kind of person who launches fast on a task.
Do not be entitled. Earn everything. Choose hard work over handouts, always. Consistent, intentional, hard work should be your default, always. Choose it over handouts. Be self-reliant, skilled, and strong in mind, body, and spirit. No one is coming to steal your problems. No one owes you, no one owns you, you save you.
People have a hard time understanding that you have to have faith in the actual process. When we break down the overall mission into critical tasks, it sometimes is hard for us to believe that those critical tasks are going to compound and produce the end result that we're after. And so in the beginning, we have to have a little bit of faith and make sure that we keep executing over and over and over again at a daily level. And as that happens, and as you do that enough, you will start to see little glimmers, or little sparkles of the outcome that you desire. And what that does is that reinforces the belief that you are on the right track.
You know, I think the real reason you struggle to be consistent and stay disciplined is because subconsciously you think this is still the warm-up. You think this is the part before the game really begins, the part where it's okay to fuck about and waste time because the whistle hasn't blown yet. Well, guess what? The game began the moment you decided you want something better for yourself. The dream, the goal, whatever it is you go to bed thinking about. The game has started. Wake the fuck up.
Just do it anyway. Do it if you have a headache. Do it if you don't feel like it. Do it whenever everybody tells you can't. Do it when you feel overwhelmed. Do it when you feel underwhelmed. Find in your heart what you want. At the end of your life, if you could be known for a few things, what are they? And then do whatever it takes to get there, because here's what I know. I've never met anybody who says, maybe next year, or that's too hard, or I don't feel good today, I'm a little tired, or it's not convenient. I've never met that person. Well, simultaneously met the happy version of that person. The person who doesn't do it anyway, to me, I don't see full of bliss.
You're dealing with ghosts that don't exist. When you start to look in that mirror and you look really, really deep, you start to deal with the ghosts that actually do exist. The ones that you hid away, the ones that you didn't want to deal with. Most people take those ghosts, they try to push them in that closet. And when you start pushing them in that closet, you become farther and farther away from who you are. Those are some of your most powerful tools. And they're just sitting in the closet gathering dust. You have to bring all of you, because you never know what you're going to need in that particular situation.
So the work is never about, am I better than you? My focus long gone past that. In terms of, when I say better than you, I'm talking about the people that when you're striving to be great, when you're striving to be excellent in what you're doing, don't get caught up in the comparison. Get caught up in doing the work.
I know you're tired of waiting, so when is something finally gonna change? Imagine your life as an hourglass. Each grain of sand, a moment that you'll never get back. How many grains have fallen while you stood frozen at the edge of your potential? We think safety lives in the hesitation, but what if the most dangerous place is the space in between who you are and who you could be? Your future self is watching you right now, and they are wondering if today is the day that you will finally begin. The tragedy here is not failing. It's never knowing what might have actually happened if you just started. And some things, once gone, never return.
Success is the only revenge. As you expand, they shrink into irrelevance. As you get louder, no one can hear them. You don't beat them, you cast a shadow so big, no one can see them to begin with.
Anything can be learned. I can start playing golf like Tiger Woods. The only thing that separates me to Tiger Woods is desire and repetition.
Look me in the eye. It's okay if you're scared.
So am I. But we're scared for different reasons. I'm scared of what I won't become. And you're scared of what I could become.
Man, I've trained 99% of my life alone. No one pat me on the back. I did all of the work alone.
Over and over and over. So when you bugger off to the pub, or you sit and watch your favorite TV program, I study charts. I go over the trading day. Just like Tiger Woods, he created a new wave of sincerity about golf. When everyone else hit the clubhouse, he went and worked out. And there's no shortcuts. You can't buy a book, you can't attend a course, you can't listen to anyone. You see, you can't be taught anything. I cannot teach you anything. You have to decide to teach yourself. I can guide you, but ultimately, you, in any endeavor in life, you have to want it yourself. And that's what separates 99% with the 1%, the ones that truly dream and dare and go for their goals and their vision.
I won't let myself end where I started. I won't let myself finish where I began. I know what is within me, even if you can't see it yet. Look me in the eyes. I have something more important than courage. I have patience. I will become what I know I am.
We don't rise to the standards we have when others are watching. We fall to the standards we have when no one is watching. The only work that really matters is the work that no one sees. It shows you who you really are rather than who you say you are.
I ran today, I went to the gym today, I did this and this today, I studied today. I had about 8 hours off. And those 8 hours are glorious to me. And every day you go back out and you start earning that. And every day you wake up, it sucks. And when it's over, you feel better. It sucks, you feel better. And as you get going, as every step you take in that journey, as you're like, but every step I take, I'm like, all right, look, you're beating the demon again.
2 keywords: delayed gratification. I want to be huge. I want to be big. I want to look diced. Or at any endeavor at all, you got to be kind of content with doing the exact same thing, basically, day after day after day, and making reasonable progress. The more impatient somebody is, this is rocket science, the less likely it is that they're going to stick to something for a long time. And like 99% of any cool shit that anybody does ever usually takes a lot of preparation and practice and just repetitive action to get good at.
I don't know what to do, so what should I do? Well, nothing. I'll wait around until I figure out what to do. So, no, you should put together a bad plan and you should implement it, because even if you fail in the implementation, you'll gather information and you can rectify the plan. Staying in that malaise until you know what to do makes you get older and more miserable, and you gather no information along the way. A bad plan is a good idea.
Yes, it's going to take years. Yes, it's going to be really hard. But what the f were you planning on doing instead? Because here's the thing, you already know it's going to take years. You already know it's going to be hard, uncomfortable, and slow. That's not the problem. The problem is that deep down, part of you is still hoping there's a shortcut. But there isn't. There is just the work, the repetition, the silence, the part where no one claps and nothing happens for a while. And the truth is, most people can't handle that part. So they quit, or they stall, or they start over again and again, just to avoid sitting in it. The time is going to pass either way. So what were you planning on doing instead? Scroll, tweak the plan for the 15th time, keep talking about your potential without actually doing anything with it? This is the trade. You either suffer now through the process or suffer later with regret. That's it. Those are your options. One hurts, the other haunts. So no, it won't be fast. And no, it won't be easy, but it will be worth it if you're willing to pay for it in advance.
All those failures, they were great for me to examine where I was f***ing up at along the way. Self-talk without real work is just a lie. If you didn't study for your big exam and you go into it saying, I'm gonna pass it, no, you're not. So my self-talk is me reminiscing back on the struggle to get to this moment. So basically you have to put yourself in the moment 1,000,000 times.
Here's how to achieve anything you want in life: a clear vision, daily learning, daily building, persistence, and iteration. Those need to be the highest priority in your life. But most people don't know what they want because they haven't reflected on what they don't want for multiple years. And most people don't learn because true learning is very painful. It's not about memorization or grades. Most people don't build, they dabble, they try things over and over again only to get that small spurt of dopamine when they make initial progress, but when that flatlines, they quit. And last, most people don't improve when they fail. They get discouraged and lose the internal mental battle between their lower self and their higher self. Don't be most people.
Do you run away from something? Do you run towards something? Failure is a compelling protagonist towards achieving your goals. So use failure, be scared, be very scared of failure, and you will succeed. The most successful minds in the world, they are profoundly scared of going bust, and they work double hard. There is no magic pill. The only way you do that is through sheer grit and determination.
If there's one message I want you to walk away with today, it's this. Your purpose does not have to be your job. Your purpose does not have to be big. Your purpose does not have to make you money. Your purpose does not have to make you famous. Your purpose can be something you do on the weekends. Your purpose can be something you do in the evenings. Your purpose is something no one can take away from you. So find something you care about. Find something that breaks your heart open a little, and then get involved. You don't need $1 million. You don't need a title. Use your passion in the service of others, and it will become your purpose.
The most important conversation you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself. You wake up with it, you walk around with it, eventually you'll act on it.
You can't do nothing. Sitting around and thinking about what you want to do is not going to get anything done. Despite the fact you don't have this big mission that you want to pursue, that doesn't mean there's not things that you need to get good at. We need to be preparing for when that opportunity arises. We need to be preparing and positioning ourselves for when the mission shows up. You don't get to choose when that inspiration shows up, when that idea shows up, when that problem that inspires you to create a solution shows up. You don't get to choose any of that. But what you can choose is how prepared you are and the skill set that you have to be able to climb that mountain.
Life is continued work. It's constant learning. I don't even, we should constantly be working. Maybe not physically working, but we could be spiritually, emotionally working toward bettering ourselves and bettering the lives of others around us. So I get really afraid of those little comfort, those things that make us feel like, we did something great. Because I've done nothing. I've done nothing.
Me and other me holding the whip behind me to see how much I can take. But with each lash of the whip that I take, learning that I can take it, as long as you keep going, you bear witness to yourself of what you are capable of. And I find that incredibly satisfying in the trenches of misery when you have to go through it.
But everything is your fault. Everything is your fault comes back to like you are the CEO of your life. If a business succeeds, whose fault is it? The person who orchestrated, I was like, the CEO. He said, if a business fails, whose fault is it? And I said, the CEO. He said, Rob, if you get to the end of your life and it's not what you wanted it to be, and you didn't create the life that you wanted to, make the money that you wanted to, have the success, the love, the happiness, travel the places that you wanted to, whose fault would it be? And I said, it'd be my fault. And he said, if you did create the life that you wanted to, you had the love, the happiness, the abundance, everything that you wanted, whose fault would that be? And I said, it'd be my fault. And he said, the problem with you is you're treating this life as if you're the victim. And what you need to realize is that everything that happens to you is your fault, and that your life won't change until you decide that you want to be the CEO of your life.
Well. If it isn't the guy that thinks it's too late.
Then this is one part that I try to tell people and teach them. If you're trying to go to that uncommon amongst the uncommon place, it's a lonely motherfucker up there, man.
If I had to pick one trait for
a young man to have, it would be resilience.
Let me ask you something, bro. Why not you? I think I know why. It's because you never really believed it in the first place.
Do you want to be on your deathbed knowing that you could, but you didn't?
I'm not asking you for very much at all. I'm just asking you to be disciplined now.
If you go visit the darkness that you've been running from, you'll have the opportunity to leave a better person.
Like if you're going to live, you're going to be pushed past your limit. Right? You're going to live. So, but who knows what you discover when you're pushed past your limit?
People will try to put the same limitations on you that they put on themselves. Don't mistake their insecurities for your ceiling.
Death is real, and the clock's gonna keep ticking whether you like it or not. You have right now. You just have to take the first step.
I define resilience as the amount of time after an aversive experience that you return to baseline function. And so if you have a series of behaviors that you do under certain conditions and then something bad happens, how quickly you return back to the original behavior set. And so in doing that, like if someone can not give up and learn, then on a long enough time horizon, you guarantee victory. Like if you only had those things, you don't stop and you get better. That's it.
Remember when you don't feel like doing something that you're not doing it for how you feel now. It hurts right now. It's inconvenient. It's uncomfortable. You're doing it for you in the future, you tomorrow, you in a year from now. You will thank yourself for staying consistent in the times where you felt like giving up, where it felt like the most viable option. But it is in these moments that separate those who prevail and those who don't. You will win in the long run. You just can't give up. That is the only way you lose, my friend.
The warrior is strong, yet his sleep is fragile. His wisdom, an amalgamation of precedent, yet his decisions cannot be based on the frailties of man. He is rather fueled by divine inspiration, ascending from the heart. He knows not anger, and only fears the unknown. The warrior does not judge, for his true assignment is to deliver evidence of superior behavior to the creator of all men. The warrior does not dream of frontiers. He only sees horizons. The true warrior knows, accepts, and embraces, above all, integrity, which is his course in life. And only when one can fully absorb these most divine of all virtues can one at last see how impossible and futile it is to make war.
One of the things that I've noticed between champions and everyone else is that everyone else is so excited when they win. They're so excited, by the idea of them getting first place. But there's a reason that they never get first place. It's because they're excited about it. The people who always and very consistently hit first place and win the championships are relieved because they tend to hate losing more than they love winning. And they expected to win because of the level of preparation they had compared to everyone else.
I don't like the notion of everyone saying, oh, he got lucky, Yeah, he got lucky. Yeah, of course. But luck to me is not what everyone is saying. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
The most important question that you have to ask yourself in life is how badly do you want what you want? How badly do you want it? Or do you want it at all? You see, there's an awful lot of people who want an awful lot of things. But how badly do they want it? If you want it so badly, if you want it with tremendous intensity of desire, there's really nothing in the world that can stop you from getting it.
Don't let them ever see you with your head down, bro. Get up. You're not tired. Get up. They're watching. Your kids are looking for their father to be strong. As somebody they can follow. Don't disappoint them, bro. Don't let the troubles of this world bring you down. Because there's so many people counting on you to make it. You're not tired. Get up. And do it for them. Do it for them.
when the lights are off and everybody else has gone home and everybody else is taking a break and everybody else is just doing whatever they are going to do? What are you doing then? That's going to determine what your life outcome is. It's about how you move when no one's watching. It's about how you work when you're not going to get applause. It's not about what you do on Instagram. It's about what you do in reality. You've been taught that it is just about showing up on time and doing the job. Greatness does not come from doing what you're supposed to do. It comes from you deciding what you actually want and you saying, I am willing to do whatever the takes to create that, no matter how hard, no matter how long, no matter what I have to go through, I will get there.
You're living. How do you want to live? How do you want to die? How do you want to be remembered? There was no passion, no drive, no nothing. But I had this fire that I'm going to be somebody. I want to give people the confidence to walk in a room with 1 million people and none of them like you, and you just like say, F you, I'm good. And walk out with you by yourself.
Hardest thing in life, guys, isn't doing this stuff. Isn't going past your current levels of comfort, hitting new levels, getting knocked in your ass. That's not the hard part of life. The hard part of life is when you don't have the time to do this anymore, and you didn't achieve everything you wanted to do. And you look back on your life knowing there were pockets throughout your existence where you could have applied yourself. Now all that's left is you in a self-arrest, self-paralysis state, thinking, wow, I could have been great. Wow, I could have done something with my life. Now I'm stuck with this shit for the life I'm in. Think of that, and you're in here hurting, man. You're wondering, how do you go on? The better question is, how can you not go?
I think the most important thing is to become the best version of yourself, to become and achieve your fullest potential. But you can truly become whoever you want to be. And I wanted to push this message of hope, and I wanted to push this message of, if you work hard, if you are consistent, and if you dedicate yourself to a worthy ideal, you can become whoever you want to become.
Give people the freedom to think negative thoughts about you. And when you let people think negative thoughts about you, it unlocks your confidence, it frees your self-expression, and it will catapult you into a whole new chapter of your life, your career, your happiness. This is amazing. Give people the freedom to think something negative about you. Let them. You have zero control over someone else's opinion of you. So it is stupid to waste your time trying to manage it. The fact is, it's impossible to control someone else's thoughts. Therefore, fearing what other people think or trying to control their thoughts is a complete waste of your time. You will never feel in control of your life, your feelings, your thoughts, or your actions until you first stop being consumed with or trying to control what other people think about you.
The ones doing the least will always talk the most. They don't see the hours you put in, the risks you took, and the sacrifices you made. They just see the surface and scream from the sidelines. Because the ones in the arena, they don't boo. They know what it takes. They know what it costs. So keep building, keep showing up, and don't waste your breath explaining your grind to anyone who's never laced up.
Most people have way more potential, but the thing is, people aren't pushing themselves. You need to start thinking how much you can push yourself instead of trying to see how much you can get away with. And learning how to push yourself more, you will unlock a level of potential that will look fucking crazy to everyone else. And if you can do that on a consistent basis, your whole life can change. Within a year, everything can change. But most people never push themselves. Everybody's trying to see how much they can get away with. They're not ready to get extreme. You know, just being extremist, you will bring so much more of your potential to the surface.
Your goal is growth to the grave. If you are breathing but not growing, you aren't living, you're dying. Make every moment of your life a moment of growth. There will be discomfort, there will be failure, there will be pain, and there will be growth to the grave.
nothing great is going to come without you having to deal with what I call adversity and pain tolerance.
Real self-worth comes from doing hard things.
You must be able to deal with that. And the more understanding you have of what's causing you the pain and how you've dealt with it is going to determine how successful you will be in whatever you choose in life.
That your mind is designed to help you get what you want. You just have to be willing to believe it's possible.
The reality is that most people never do what they really want to do in life because they are afraid of what other people are going to say. You take what they say and you use it.
Losing is not an option with me. Not being successful is not an option. When you make not being successful, it's not an option for you. That's when your life is going to change.
Where you are now is just a reflection of your past thoughts, your past thinking. So if you want to change your future, you got to change your thoughts now.
See, adversity is like the gym for your soul. It hurts, it's heavy, but it builds you up. Every time you wanted to quit, every time life tried to break you, you chose to stand tall. That's what makes you great. It's about the grind, the sleepless nights, the sacrifices, the prayers you whispered when nobody was watching. It's all about those moments when you could have folded, but you didn't. You see, the underdog story is the realest story there is.
I can probably guarantee 99.9% of the times you're gonna say, "Oh yeah, wish I started doing that sooner," right? You're never gonna regret something you really went after, because at least you went after it, you know? If you never try, that's the things that people look back on and they say, "Oh man, that's what I can do now," right? The time is absolutely gone. There's no turning it back.
Talking about self-love, we keep talking about loving yourself, believing in yourself. That happens naturally when you go through something difficult. The point is, we've all done hard things, and self-worth and self-value comes from recognizing the hardship you've been through and the growth that you made during that time.
Champions aren't found on the podium with their hand up. No, champions are found in lab studies, the thousands of hours of hard work when no one's watching. That's what makes the will unstoppable. When you're here and no one else is, and you're pushing yourself harder than anybody with no one around. That right there, guys, is a spark that catches flames. Burns every fear down, guys. Some fear people use and it enables them, fear does. You know, it's a block to them. They're scared from it, they run from it. Fear, you know, shuts them down. For others, fear's a motivation. I feel fear now. Yeah, I cackle, so I never have to feel it again.
Here's the thing, once something's important to you, it never leaves your mind. If you always dreamt about being a singer-songwriter and you never did it, you'll be haunted by that at the age of 70, because it's still right here, stored in the back of your mind. It's something that's meant for you, that's trying to call to you. You see, your dreams, you either pursue them or they fucking haunt you.
If I was around you for 24 hours, what would your actions say? Would it really say you're serious about growing what you're growing? Or would it say you're just interested in it? Success doesn't always depend on world-class talent. It's a small piece of it. You can learn how to be talented, I promise you. But it does depend on world-class consistency.
You need to recognize that driven people always feel behind. They're always going to have doubt. They're always going to have chips on their shoulder. That's what makes us fucking great at what we do. It's not the affirmations. It's the fucking dark shit. It's the people that told us we were losers. It's the people that told us we were pieces of shit. And anybody who tells you different, they haven't achieved anything. Look at what they've achieved. It's probably a bunch of smoke and mirrors. Real motherfuckers remember all the dark shit. They take the dark shit and they put it into productive action to build the life that they want.
Try, bro. Try. Why don't you try? Go harder, bro. Work. There's not even no pressure on a dream. It's a dream. There's pressure to feed your kids. There's pressure to pay rent. There's pressure to make sure that you don't get fired from your job. But a dream, though, all a dream is fake reality that you can make a real reality. That's all a dream is. So work it.
Because when you come from nothing, you appreciate everything. You hustle different, you love different, and you lead different. So today, I want you to do 3 things. Stay humble. Never forget where you came from. Stay hungry. Keep that fire in your soul. And stay true. Always be real with yourself and the world. Because the world don't need no more copies. It need originals. And trust me, ain't nobody else that can do what you do like you do.
You didn't fight through all of that just to stay silent. Someone out there needs what you've lived, the lessons you've bled for, the wisdom you've earned the hard way. You're not too broken. You're proof that it's possible. Perfection isn't what reaches people. Honesty does. Someone is waiting, not for the polished version of you, but for the real one. Say it, show it, let them know that they're not alone. You didn't come this far just to keep it to yourself.
People who don't have a sense of purpose, a mission, and don't have a consistent routine end up digging holes in their life. Gambling, over-drinking, too much television, things that slowly chip away at humanity, things that people use to escape. And you're like, whoa, where'd this come from? It was the absence of purpose and it was absence of routine. We need it, otherwise humans dig the holes in their lives too, no different than a German Shepherd would.
The most important thing is the consistency. If you have consistency, you're gonna be good in the future, or you're gonna be better than other ones in the future. I think it's part of the life. It's like that. Who told you the opposites? They are not part of this world, in my opinion. If you want to achieve successful, it's the only way. So you're never gonna be in a high level so many years. If you are not consistent more than other ones, if you don't do at something more than other ones, you're never gonna be number one like me.
I just beat me. This ain't about nobody else. I don't give about nobody else. I just beat me. If I can keep doing that, then that means that I'm in a battle with the only person that can make sense. I'm in a battle with the only person that I really want to can beat, and that's me. I don't care about anybody else. I have no worry or gripe about the next man or woman's journey. If I can continue to outdo me from the day before, then I'm ahead.
Wake up, bro. It's halftime. That contract you signed at the beginning of the year is waiting to be completed, and here you are, about to start the third quarter. You just dropped a stinker in the first half. These are the championship rounds, bro. This is where all that shit counts. And either you gonna show up and get that ring, get that trophy, get that dream that you've always wanted, or somebody else that signed that same contract is gonna get it before you. You okay with letting that happen? You okay with falling short again? Because I ain't. You told yourself this year was different. Stop talking, bro. Start doing. Halftime's over. It's your turn to win.
Why do we fall? So that we can learn to pick ourselves up.
I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career.
You're not going to score on every shot. Doesn't mean you shouldn't take the shots. Doesn't mean you shouldn't try to hit the goal.
Ever tried? Ever failed?
Like everyone else, you want to learn the way to win, but never to accept the way to lose.
I'm gonna fail. And you're gonna fail.
I'm gonna fail.
And you're gonna fail.
I'm gonna fail.
And you're gonna fail.
And I will succeed.
And then you're gonna win.
26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed.
If you want to give up, you can give up. This is your choice.
I've failed over and over and over again in my life.
Now, the only place to go from failure,
And that is why I succeed,
is to win.
You can't go back. Once you started this damn journey, you can only go forward.
Try again. Fail again. Fail better.
What if I can become someone that no one thinks I can be?
The hardest choices require the strongest wills.
My brain, it cannot process failure. You're a failure? That's almost worse than death.
The number one reason why people underachieve and fail in life is because the fear of failure holds them back from ever trying. And the reason why people fear failure is they don't understand failure. They don't understand this critical point. If you can understand this point, it can turn your whole attitude around. It's simply this.
Failure is 100% necessary for greatness. To achieve greatness, to have that success, you've got to fail as many times as possible.
Remember, you can't move forward without having failures. It's just impossible.
The truth is, whatever game you play in life, sometimes you're going to lose a point, a match, a season, a job. It's a roller coaster with many ups and downs. And it's natural when you're down to doubt yourself.
People should know that you never will be able to go through life without failures. Failures make us learn. Failures make you stronger. Pain makes you stronger.
You've got to decide, wait. Even if things don't work out, even if I experience defeat or failure, that does not make me a failure. It's a difference between failing and being a failure. If things don't work out, if you don't produce the results you want, that's all. But don't confuse who you are with the results that you produce.
My first 9 businesses didn't really amount to anything.
9.
As in, the first one, I spent time on it.
F***ing failed. Second one, this one will be different. F***ing failed.
And then the third one, this one, failed.
And then 6 more after that.
And it's painful as shit because the whole time everyone is telling you, I told you so.
And they're right. Today.
But not forever.
Failure is an indispensable part of success. Failure is essential to success. That if you avoid failing, you cannot succeed.
It's not the critic who counts. It's not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done it better. The credit belongs to the person who's actually in the arena.
The person we really admire isn't only the person who wins, and it's because we're looking for something deeper.
Whose face is marred with blood and sweat and dust. Who, at the best, in the end, knows the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if he fails daring greatly.
We're looking for that, the manifestation of character that allows you to win across the set of possible games.
No one has ever achieved anything if they haven't faced failures, if they haven't had disappointments. To achieve anything in life, you have to be prepared to take on the odds.
The flower that blooms in adversity is the most rare and beautiful of all.
And then once you recognize that part of that monster or all of that monster is you, that's when you can actually start fulfilling your dreams and living the life that you're meant to live.
All of us, nobody's perfect. We failed so many times. We have so many uncertainty in our life that we have to be capable when we are down to stand up. It's part of the journey, it's part of the process, it's part of our education. In my case, I learned the most when I'm down.
You might never fail on the scale I did, but some failure in life is inevitable. It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default.
You have to achieve failure. You have to take it that far. Nobody wants to go that far. It's too scary. But you know something? I got news for you. That's where winning is.
So I faced adversity. The true greats can conquer adversity, and that's what I said to myself every day in that camp. The true greats come through adversity.
The moment of failure, and the atmosphere, and the finality of it all, and the audience, and I felt demoralized.
I don't look at failure as failure. I look at failure as attempts at what I'm trying to accomplish. So what that means is this: you are just as tough as all the other people that have endured what you are enduring right now. So always stay in the fight.
To accept defeat, to learn to die is to be liberated from it. So when tomorrow comes, you must free your ambitious mind and learn the art of dying.
You stop being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame, like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Wake up. We have a moral burden to bear, and that's the adventure of our life.
So, you got two choices. One, you get scared, you give up, and then you burn up. And the second one,
Or I can totally just sack it up and fail and fail and fail until I succeed.
And you have not failed. What you've done is you've learned. And you're still alive. So get up and go get after it.
There's a quote from Viktor Frankl that says, when a man can't find a deep sense of meaning, they distract themselves with pleasure.
What is your definition of all in? Everyone likes to talk about early mornings, late nights, hard work. That's not all in. Everybody in this room is a hard worker. Everybody in this room is talented. Talent is a gift, it's not a promise. Everybody in here is putting in long hours. It's the other things that you do beyond all in.
If you want your day to feel easy, do the most difficult thing that you least want to do first.
If you just do the things you do not want to do, you will have everything you have ever wanted.
I need you to go to the next level. I need you to elevate. I need you to dominate. I need you to win. I need you to be that woman or be that man. I need you to be him. I need you to be her. I need you to be that. And you know why you do that? Because you got to believe.
If you do not have the ability to resist, to manage, to overcome doubts, to overcome worries, to overcome concerns in whatever circumstance that prevents you from succeeding, this is not the year to talk about your problems. This is the year to solve your problems.
Decide who you want to become. You know, you can't drift into a new life. You can't back into it. You need to design your new life. Envision a version of yourself that you respect, that you really want to become, and be specific. Build a life that a man or a woman would really want to live.
You have to make a decision with such firm intention that the amplitude of that decision carries a level of energy that's greater than the hardwired programs in your brain and the emotional addictions in your body. And your body has to respond to a new mind. So then you make a choice and that choice becomes an experience that you never forget, and the hair on the back of your neck stands up. Your body's responding to a new mind, but you can't do it being your normal self. It requires a level of energy that is the epiphenomenon of matter. And when you change your energy, you change your life.
I think that there are many ways how you can, let's say, motivate yourself to walk this path. So why would I face the dark side of myself knowing already that it's gonna be painful? Why would I do that?
You have to accept what has happened. You need to accept reality. It's one thing to accept the fact life isn't fair, this is cruel, I don't deserve this. It's a whole nother ballgame to accept that this is what has happened and it's not changing.
Same as like every time you face a challenge that was really, really difficult for you, but you still pushed it through somehow. You still were patient and persevered and were consistent and still tried. And this type of challenge for me was a way bigger victory than anything that was easily attained.
That means everything you got inside of you, everything that you're equipped with, that you got what it takes to make it through the battle, through the storm, to the next level. Let me tell you what, faith and worry don't get along. They don't coincide. They ain't dogs, they ain't homies, they ain't brothers, they ain't friends. They can't cohabitate. You got to believe. That means you got to have faith.
We must suffer. We must suffer. And you can run from it all you want.
Once you come face to face with who you are, you have a starting point.
The longer you hold on to this wish, the longer you prolong your own suffering. I mean, most of human suffering, our internal pain, our anguish, it comes from the desire to have things be different than how they are. You know, there's one quote I love from the poet Rumi. Try not to resist the changes that come your way. Instead, let life live through you.
So literally saying nothing sustainable and worthwhile in this lifetime comes from something that's easily attained. Facing yourself, face your shadow, face the dark side. Look at your demons.
Your lack of commitment is almost an insult to the people who believe in you. And that's what I'm trying to tell myself. There's people who believe in me, so this is what I'm telling myself right now, today. There's people that believe in me, and me having this half commitment, it's not who the fuck I am. It's not what my people, it's not what the people who believe in me deserve. And I want to give back to the people who believe in me, and everything's in arm's reach.
You just have to work to get there. There is no easy road to what you want. It's a long road. Everybody that wants to do something doesn't understand the steps that you have to take to get there. It's not just in entertainment, it's in all aspects of life, man. And that's what I learned at a young age. No matter what, you can't escape work. You can't.
To truly change is to think greater than your environment. And every great person in history knew this. Whether it was William Wallace or Mahatma Gandhi or Martin Luther King or Queen Elizabeth I or Joan of Arc, they all had a vision. They all had an idea. Couldn't see it, couldn't smell it, couldn't taste it, couldn't feel it, but it was alive in their mind. It was so alive in their mind that they began to live as if that reality was actually happening now. So can you believe in a future that you can't see or experience with your senses yet, but you've thought about enough times in your mind that your brain is literally changed to look like the event has already happened?
Take all of the things that you got to do in a particular day and rank order them from the things that you want to do the least to the things that you want to do the most. And I guarantee one of the big reasons why you never get anything done is because you do the opposite. You start your day off doing all the things that you want to do, and then you dread the rest of the day, and chances are you probably just end up skipping it. But if you say, hey, let me start my day off by doing all these things that I don't want to do, by the time you're done with it, you're only left with all the things that you're looking forward to. So now you're proud of yourself because you did something difficult that was uncomfortable that you didn't want to do. And now you're excited because you get to enjoy the rest of your day. And they say you can't have your cake and eat it too.
How does suffering, how does hardship, how does pain give me purpose? The process of struggle and the one who bears it is a process of development, of strengthening, of learning, of readjusting, but not just to anything, my friend. You are moving towards taking steps closer to embodying what you truly are.
You know what's crazy? You know you could be the one if you really wanted to, right? You know that, right? But see, you keep playing the what if game. What if it don't work out this? What if it don't work out that? What if it do work out? Then what? You gonna be happy, right? You can't say you want to win, but then you scared to lose. What kind of sense does that make? If you put your head down and lock in on the vision, how could you not win? Only thing that's gonna cause you to lose is your mentality.
Never allow my fear to limit me. I'll figure out how to get past it. I think the thing that you should be afraid of most would probably be being alone. And I've been on my own since I can remember.
So you went for permission? You want me to go under you and you asking permission? Well, I'm not listening to nobody. You see, I do better when I listen to me.
You know, I had to convince myself that I'm gonna make it.
A lot of people probably think I was born fearless. I might project that energy, but it's not true. I was scared of the dark as a child.
It shifted me. It's either when you get hurt that bad, either your fear consumes you or you'll become a bit insensitive and you'll start to approach the problem instead of run from it. I never ran from anything because I never had nobody to go to. I've always had that, where I'm going. Home to get me?
I've experienced anxiety and angst of all kinds. The difference is I refuse to allow myself to grow comfortable in all those fears. Comfort, I learned, is a dream killer. It saps our ambition, blinds our vision, promotes complacency. The number one thing most people are comfortable with is fear.
There's gonna be points that people are gonna mistake my confidence for arrogance because they don't understand the process I went through and how much I had to believe in myself in order to make these things happen. I feel like you can will yourself into a good space. Things that are meant to happen will. And if you believe in yourself enough, you can help yourself learn. No matter how much you feel like you're prepared for something, it never happens on your time. Like when you think you're ready, like it's supposed to happen. It always happens when it's supposed to happen.
I think if you do things on other people's terms, then it's just wrong for your life. If I had to be different in order to make it happen, I wouldn't be being me and it wouldn't be the right thing.
Well, when you're in life-threatening situations, it makes you a little more conscious of that. You know, and the more that you are aware of your fate, the higher the probability you have a chance to live.
Ask someone if they're living in a constant state of fear, and they'll probably say, of course not. That's just pride talking though. Fear dominates most people's lives. Fear of loss, fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of loneliness. I don't think there's anything shameful about experiencing fear. A little bit of paranoia is actually extremely helpful. There are a lot of real dangers out there. A lot of people with bad intentions. Being aware of those possibilities makes it easier to avoid them. What you cannot do is become complacent with any of those fears. If you feel lost, you can't spend your life avoiding intimacy and love, something I've struggled with. If you fear failure, you can't stop taking risks. If you fear the unknown, you can't stop trying new experiences.
You see what I'm saying? And we got some people that have just decided not to try. They're more comfortable in a tent with nothing on their schedule every day. Some of them make the decision to just get the tent and feel no pressure to make it or no pressure to do anything. You know what I mean? And that's just I can't comprehend the thinking. Like, you know, my thought process is so different from them that I can't relate to it.
When I say get rich or die trying in a literal fashion, I think they took it where I meant I'm determined I'm gonna make it, or I'm putting everything on the line here.
It is not death a man should fear, said the Roman emperor and philosopher Marcus Aurelius. But he should fear never beginning to live.
Some people, they have the trait of, like, let's say the person is across the street, they look at you, they don't like you from across the street. Some people feel the need to go across the street to say, why, I'm a good person. I don't give a fuck.
Now motherfuckers say you crazy, call me crazy, you know I be thinking when they say that? Yeah, I'm crazy, I be thinking, yep. I was crazy enough to believe what the fuck I was saying gonna happen was gonna happen. And that's why I was persistent enough and consistent enough to exist now.
Being persistent, right? I think the only thing that separates people is passion. Having the ability to focus on something or to work on it will allow you to work hard enough to be good enough at it. That's the Kobe Bryant run. He outworked those people. He, like, you know, a lot of people in the league perform according to their paycheck. So they're like, I ain't getting that money, let them do it.
I think the things you go through make you who you are. I don't regret those things.
Well, I think ambition is a part of a person's character, it isn't a learned behavior. You know, so I'll always be looking forward to move to the next level where there's different opportunities open up for me. I'll explore them. Like, so I can't put a limit to how far I can actually go.
Get rich or die trying, right? And the process, because that's already what I'm feeling like I'm going to do. I'm in the process. It's the greatest thing is to watch me, because either I'm going to get rich or I'm going to die in the process. And then if I die in the process, I was doing what I wanted to do.
I can trace the roots of my own sense of fearlessness back to one specific event, the death of my mother. That's a special kind of fear, one that is hard to describe.
I didn't communicate well with the loss of my mom. I actually never really spoke to anybody about it. She was everything. She was like my mother, my father. My mom had me at 15. So it felt like the only real option would be to actually hustle at that point from her, I believe. I don't think she would agree with me going in that direction to hustle. I don't think she wanted that for me. You know, but the other part, the music and everything else that happened, I think she'd be really proud of me.
Losing my mother was the most significant thing that ever happened to me. Even in middle age, I could still feel her loss. But through her death, my mother managed to give me a rare gift, the seed of fearlessness.
I don't mind losing. I just like to lose at my expense. Let it be my fault. If I'm losing based on someone else's decision to do it, I'm furious about it. Because I'm like, I could have learned it and made better judgment myself than to just allow that to happen. I got instincts. A lot of people will gauge your level of intelligence by you having an associate's, bachelor's, or a master's degree. But a lot of those people retain information long enough to pass midterms and never use it.
I also came to understand another important truth. I wasn't comfortable being scared. That may seem like an obvious thing to say, but I think it's actually what makes me unique. Most people are extremely comfortable with their fears. Afraid of flying? Stay off of planes. Afraid of failure? Well, then don't even try. A lot of people live their entire lives that way. Not me. I hated being scared. I hated looking over my shoulder. To me, hiding would have almost been worse than getting shot. In some ways, the physical pain I endured was my friend. It pushed me further than most people are willing to go.
See, because the guy at the schoolyard doesn't want to fight always leads to the black eye. The moment that you show people that you're not willing to fight, they want to fight. You change the feelings. Do you want to feel like you're afraid all the time? Or do you start to become the aggressor? And you start saying, you know what? You ain't got to find me, that I'm looking for you. And then it changes everything.
Try the treadmill with no music. See how long you do that. Because you'll be in your head so much, and you hear yourself breathing, you ain't gonna do it as long as you usually do it. When you can put the music on and just go, it takes your mind off of it, you can do the work.
or fear interrupts your routine, or makes you rethink it in any way, it's gotten its hooks deep into you and will hold you back forever. Cowards die many times before their death, quote Shakespeare. The valiant never tasted death but once. I wasn't trying to go out like a coward. The best way to get past a fear that's holding you back is first to acknowledge it and then come up with a plan to get past it. So that's what I did. First, I accepted that I was afraid.
I feel like I can't change it. That's that I'm misunderstood. You know, my confidence is mistaken for arrogance constantly. You know, people don't actually understand my intentions a lot of the time. Because what I've offered is myself. So there's artists out there that can beat me at doing different things, but not at being me. Can't nobody beat me at being that.
Look inside, you'll find something to grapple with.
You have so much time to live. It's your time. So your goal in life is to realize that that is your treasure. So let's say you're working at that job and you have that horrible boss and you're miserable. You can turn that around and make those 8 hours a lifetime. You tell yourself, maybe I could see that there are things that I can learn even from the worst possible job. So that's how you create a lifetime, by saying, it's mine. I'm gonna create something worthwhile out of it. I'm not gonna give it away to others. This is my time, I'm gonna own it.
What I'm saying is, don't settle. Don't live lives of complacency, because there is so much out there for us. We all have the right to live incredibly fulfilled, incredibly passionate, incredibly joyful lives where you are psyched it's Monday morning, where you are psyched that you're in quarantine with your family, where you are psyched that you get to do what you do every single day. And if something doesn't line up that way, don't put it off. This is your life. No one is going to come and change it for you.
Why couldn't we just be happy being who and what we are? Why is it that we're punished if we don't strive? Couldn't we just be rewarded for who we are? I can understand that, but I don't think that it works. I don't think things function like that. And I don't think probably in the final analysis we really want them to. I don't know if anyone enjoys undeserved reward. It feels creepy, doesn't it, to be rewarded for something you didn't do? When else, the positive emotion that we find sustaining is experienced in relationship to an unachieved goal.
So if you want to begin to grow, you've got to put something out here that you can't reach easily, that has got to make you stretch, got to make you jump for it, got to make you get back a little bit and dig in so that you can take a leap for it. And maybe you jump up there and you miss it and you extend your knees and you come back again and you bust your lip next time. But you keep on, and through that process, you learn how to leap higher. You start challenging yourself to dig deeper, and then you discover some things about you that you don't know right now, some talents that you have in you that you didn't know that you can do.
Right? Most cats are somebody that works hard. If the situation and the circumstance is what they want it to be, they're gonna come out and they're gonna act accordingly and they're gonna give you everything they got. But a hard worker, regardless of situation, regardless of circumstance, regardless of what happened, I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna give everything I got to it because I'm looking for something that's totally different. Right? The question becomes this: can you be committed to the process of what you're doing without being emotionally attached to the results of what you do?
Nothing's ever gonna be given to you. Everything's gonna be earned. If you don't go out there and put in the work, you don't go out and put in the effort, one, you're not gonna get the results. But two, and more importantly, you don't deserve it. You didn't earn it.
Do you remember who you were before the world told you who you should be? Right? Like courage, do you remember who you were before the world told you who you should be? And so anytime you gotta be courageous, let's look at it from the standpoint of dreams, goals, and aspirations. You got your dream, your goal, and your aspiration, and then you got reality. And oftentimes reality doesn't reflect the goal, the dream, and the aspiration. And so when you think courage, like being courageous and following your heart because it somehow knows what you want to do anyway, like it's almost like instinct, right? It's almost like when you feel something that you should do, and for some strange reason, like your mind or your spirit tells you, nah, I don't want to do it because it takes you outside of your comfort zone. and it puts you in a space and place that may be unknown, or it puts you in a space and place of uncharted territory, but you know you should do it, you can feel it, right? And then you go against it. And all it does is make the route a lot longer. That's all it does.
Making promises to yourself that you don't keep. It's saying, I'm going to do this and not doing it. Because then what happens after that is the self-talk. Self-talk that you create by not upholding the obligations that you make to yourself is ultimately the most destructive thing that you could ever do to yourself. I'm gonna start on Monday. 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 I'm gonna start after the wedding. I'm gonna start after this trip, after summer, after this next holiday, after the holidays, I'm gonna start. Sound familiar? Yeah. That's why you feel like, because you know that you didn't do none of that shit, but you told yourself you should have done.
I wasn't that guy. I failed everything I did the first time. I was known for coming back even harder after I failed. Success isn't a straight line. It's a maze. And when you think you figured that maze out, you hit a wall. And you got to fuck around, start again. Stay hard.
Take ownership for your life. Nobody can live your dream for you but you. Nobody's gonna take care of your business like you. Stop coming up with excuses. Don't give yourself permission to continue to live a small life. You can't fit a big dream into a small life. Give yourself permission to go for it, to test yourself, to challenge yourself, to live full.
Everybody talk about how great they want to be until adversity and opposition hits. You judge the true character and caliber of a person by where they stand in times of challenge and opposition.
Things that are robust, that are strong, that are tough, that can take just a lot of abuse before they break, they are still ultimately defined by their breaking point. Something that is anti-fragile, on the other hand, is something that the more you attack it, the more it is pounded on, the stronger it gets. We're tied to something that is truly anti-fragile, that the more somebody comes after it, the more robust it becomes. Being a learner is that answer.
Because when it got hard, or when it rained, or when you got hungry, whatever, your boys wanted to go out to the club, or whatever the fuck it was, you did it, and you didn't stick through, and that's it. Our life success comes down to little bitty tiny decisions that we make consistently over and over and over again. And if you're making consistent decisions to break your momentum over and over and over again, you're not fucking having it.
If you can just keep believing, when nothing in you is working, when all your external forces have given way, if you can just manage to somehow keep hoping, just hope. You ain't even really got to believe. All you got to do is hope. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. You just got to hope. Sometimes you ain't strong enough to believe, but you can always be strong enough to just hope that I hope God come get me. I hope I make it.
So I just want to tell you, man, that don't let those thoughts that are trying to kill you, kill you. What are those thoughts that telling you you're not enough, those thoughts that tell you things won't get better, those thoughts that tell you that you are your mistakes, those thoughts that tell you that you are your past, those thoughts that tell you that you're worthless. Don't let those thoughts kill you. They're lying to you. Because you're more than that. You're more than a conqueror. You're more than what you're going through. You do have purpose. You are awesome. You are talented. You are beautiful. You are special, despite what you've been going through.
Most of us have been conditioned not to take a risk. People ask me all the time, what does it take to be happy? And I always tell them it's really simple. One word, progress. Progress equals happiness. If you keep growing, you're gonna feel alive. And if you keep growing, you're gonna have more to give. And when you're growing and giving is when life is magnificent.
You can't be successful if you say one thing and you do another thing. So I'm here to tell y'all for real, success, number one, starts with you. Like for real, real success is
You say one thing, and if you do what you say 70% of the time, you're gonna be average. If you do what you say you're gonna do 80% of the time, you're gonna be real good. And if you do what you say you're gonna do 90% of the time, you're gonna be great. Because very few people do what they say they're gonna do. It sounds good coming off your lips.
When I finally discovered it's all risky, the minute you were born, it got risky. If you think trying is risky, wait till they hand you the bill for not trying.
That as you go through the challenges of life and you look at it and embrace whatever comes to you, don't run from it. Step toward it. Don't try and duck it like most people do. See, most people want it easy. See, easy come, easy what? Easy go.
Look, we all like pleasure over pain, but I think what we forget sometimes is that there's a greater pleasure that can come with going through a pain. If you go through resistance and you choose resistance at the right times, and you go through it, you have greater, more evolved pleasure on the other side of it. Responsibility and freedom, that relationship is really at the core of a lot of this. And the responsibility is the hard work, you know? Freedom's the Saturday. The freedom's what we want. The responsibility is what we need.
Ultimately, if you're gonna have lasting change in anything, you're really talking about just raising your standards. Lasting change is different than a goal. You don't always get your goals, but you always get your standards.
Humans lead with belief. That may be the single most important thing to understand. Humans lead with belief, meaning you don't do something and then believe you can do it. You won't even take the first step if you don't believe that your actions will be rewarded with results. That's why so many people are paralyzed, because they think that they're not worthy, they know they're uneducated, they know that they're not the person that they need to be in order to accomplish. And the reality is, you're probably not. If you are unsatisfied with where you are today, your life is an exact reflection of the choices you've made.
And it can be a hairy, hairy time, man, because the answers don't come quickly sometimes. And that makes sense, and it's all confusing, and you're looking over there and you want to go, well, you want to go to entertainment or communication, or you want to pick up the phone, or you want to drink earlier, or those things that come up to mask that. You gotta try to hold back and say, no, I'm gonna sit in this discomfort. This is a prudent penance I'm taking to get to know myself.
Some motivation will come wrapped in sandpaper. Some motivation comes wrapped in sticky, ugly situation that you didn't ask for. And that's still your why. It's not your why not. It's your why.
Some people aren't waiting to be cut. Some people are moving on their own because they feel within themselves, I've got what it takes to make it.
But when you decide something is a must for you, an absolute must, when you cut off any possible, you say, I'm gonna find the way, or I'm gonna make the way. Human beings, when they resolve things and they make a real resolution inside themselves, which is they raise the standard and they make it a must, they find the way.
Is believing that every red and yellow light turns green eventually in life. All right, so we love green waves. Yes, they affirm our way. Go, yes, proceed, attaboy. We don't like yellows and reds. They slow us down or stop us.
Whatever your skill set is now, whatever your vision of yourself is now, you can change it. You can become anything you want to be. That's the hard truth. If you're willing to pay the price, and you can become whatever you want, you can become slowly capable of the extraordinary. But you've got to go through the process of building that skill set. You've got to be willing to stare nakedly at your inadequacies, to understand that you aren't yet the person that you want to be or need to be to execute against your goals, but that you can become that person and then start walking down that path, and day by day build the skill set that you want.
I I need to remind you that quitters never win and winners never quit.
Because these people have decided, as they look at the future, as they look at themselves, there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way for me to begin to create a way out of no way.
We can create green lights tomorrow for us by our choices today. Self-esteem, self-reliance, awareness of self. I think you gotta have all those to handle the yellow and the reds and not lay down and wallow in them.
The fact is, there's lots of people that have certain gifts. That doesn't mean those gifts are fully developed. And I think we come in with certain gifts as seeds, but we are the ones that have to really take the time and the energy to work and commit to fully develop those gifts so that they can really sprout and blossom.
What are the choices you make and then the compounding assets that are choices for our future? How do we be more true and kind to our future selves? How do we start making some more choices, make choices that by hook or by crook, they're gonna be brave, courageous choices that you can look in the mirror if it works and go, yep, I'm responsible. And if they don't work, you can go, yep, that's on me.
There is a freedom and opens up the fierce urgency of knowing we don't have forever. We don't necessarily have time. All we have to make an impact is this moment.
If they really look at how they're living their life today, it's based on a set of standards, a set of beliefs that they made choices about 10, 20, 30 or more years ago. I mean, very often we made decisions in our youth or very young about what to believe, about what we were capable of, about who we are as a person, and that becomes the glass ceiling, if you will, that controls us.
The struggle is a guarantee. So you better love what you do on a day-to-day basis. The only moment that's real is right now. Now follows you.
Love to dissect problems. Well, start dissecting success. Start looking and deconstructing your life, your choices, those people you're hanging around with, those places. When things are going well, there's some science to satisfaction. And we don't just get there by dissecting our failures and when we're in a rut. We need to be confident enough to go, well, things are going well, and I can't take this for granted. What is it I'm doing? What you do today can matter tomorrow. You can be rewarded for it. If you do something really well today, you can be rewarded. You can get a green light for that later on in life.
What would your life be like as you look toward the future if you decided, I'm not going to allow my fears to stop me?
Selfish and selfless at the same time, those are not contradictions. What you can make the choices that are best for the I, that are also best for the we.
I'm just saying, whatever you really want, wants don't get met consistently. Standards do.
I want people to understand is, okay, so if nature only gave you two things to motivate you, pleasure and pain, why would you eliminate half of them? And so most people think that life is about avoiding the pain. I'm here to tell you right now, in a very controlled fashion, it is about really experiencing the pain. Relentless, I'm going to make this happen if I have to break myself, and I'm not afraid to lean into that because I know how powerful it is.
If someone can make their dream become a reality, then it's possible that you can make your dream become reality. And so as you begin to look at where you want to go, beginning to embrace that, it's possible.
I spend 80% of my time focused on the beautiful things in my life, the things I'm grateful for, the beautiful things that I want to bring into existence, all of it. 20% of the time, though, I'm in the darkness, man.
Are you procrastinating? Are you evading your own greatness? Are you surrounding yourself with people that can nourish you? Are you challenging yourself? Are you experimenting? Are you learning something different? Is your life an adventure or is it boring?
Pain plus reflection equals progress.
Are you crafting, designing, and intentionally creating your life? Or are you just coasting in the passenger seat of your life, which is just dragging you and driving you wherever it's taking you? And so it's the difference between being the driver or being in the passenger seat. And so to me, living intentionally is what allows you to live a life of by design.
You just don't allow it to control your life anymore. So you have your cherished wound, and I have mine in our hearts. But don't try to overcome. Just make a decision that you're not going to give another inch. You're forgiving yourself. And you give yourself a gift not to carry that anymore.
And that's the thing about when you achieve success, it may not match your picture, right? It may not match your vision of what you thought, but you've got to be flexible. But once you get there, no matter how old you are, you've got to deal with the trappings of success: complacency, arrogance, laziness. And to do that successfully, you need people around you to help you find your true north.
You have to really face the ruthless reality, the ruthless truth, that what you're getting in your life is a direct result of your beliefs. Your beliefs are controlling your thoughts are controlling your actions are controlling what the experience you're getting out in the real world. So back it all the way to the beliefs again. We got to find out what are the beliefs creating the reality you have, change those beliefs. You're going to have different thoughts, you're going to have different actions, you're going to have different results. It's going to be this domino effect.
That we truly have influence in more than our environment. Our environment affects us for sure. It plants seeds and weeds into our life, but there is still a choice. And I think even if you feel there isn't a choice, simply by accepting that there is, it means you have a chance to get out of there. When you believe you've exhausted all options, remember this, you have that.
To stay in touch with those aspects of us that come naturally as children is part of the challenge of growing and maturing into adulthood. First and foremost, that really help you hold on to those essential aspects of childhood. A willingness to suspend disbelief, a willingness to believe in yourself, a willingness to believe that if you can dream it up, you can get it done.
Be willing to suck. Because as you're willing to suck, you're actually becoming more creative. You're becoming more daring. You're becoming more experienced. But I'm afraid. Guess what? We all get afraid when we want to do something we've never done before. It's called leaving our comfort zone. Our comfort zone feels comfortable because we've been living in it for quite a while.
Is who do I want to be? Who is the person that I need to be, that I can love, that I want to love, that I want to give more love to? That what parts of growth are there still available? If you literally put your hand on your heart and just go, I am exactly where I need to be, you stop getting lost in the future, you stop worrying about the past, and you realize that everything you need to learn, everything you read right now to make a change, it's all right now, it's all right here.
Don't fight it, face it. And when the feelings come up, invite it in. It's okay there is no forgiveness without rage. You got to feel that rage. Don't be afraid to rage. The opposite of depression is expression.
Passion is the antidote to self-doubt, because when you're in your passion space, you don't have time to have all that negative talk. When you're in your passion space, you know, you're leaning forward in the world.
There are things like, I'm not good enough, it's not going to work out, this stuff works for other people. All of these kinds of negative thoughts keep people shut down. They don't go for the duties. They react to life, they kind of crawl through life with no enthusiasm, no sort of energy, and no belief in themselves or the possibilities of something better.
And so when you say to yourself, I'm exactly where I need to be, you realize you're not ahead of them. And also, you only get ahead of yourself by first being present with yourself.
But if you can remain hopeful in spite of all adversity, if you could just go to bed and just wake up tomorrow, every time you wake up, that's a sign from God that He ain't through with you yet.
I don't know what your future is, but if you're willing to take the harder way, the more complicated one, the one with more failures at first than successes, the one that has ultimately proven to have more meaning, more victory, more glory, then you will not regret it. Whatever you choose for a career path, remember the struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose.
And don't let your mind control you. Control your mind, and then we can set it free.
It's not helpful to you to be envious. If you know what you want, then you know when you're failing. If you don't allow yourself to know what you want, you can keep that foggy. If you don't set out the conditions for your success, then you can avoid your responsibility, because again, that's not clear. And the problem with wanting something is that in all probability, you're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to make sacrifices, and it's certainly possible that you want to avoid that. Failing to make any of that clear protects you right now, but it's really hard on you over the medium to long term.
How can I wake up early in the morning? Wake up early. How can I work out consistently every day? Work out consistently every day. You have control over your mind. You just have to assert it. You have to decide that you are going to be in control, that you are going to do what you want to do. Laziness doesn't get a vote. Sadness doesn't get a vote.
You go at what you're going to deal with, and you deal with the difficulties of it. When you handle those hard things close at hand, making those hard decisions right now that you don't want to make, learning those things that you don't like to do, but you know that in order for you to get where you want to go, this is one of the hoops that you have to flip through.
Like you know exactly what you want. You know exactly when you want it. Listen to me. You know exactly what it tastes like. You know what it looks like. You know what it smells like. Like before you really blow up, and you get success, like you literally have it in the palm of your hand without having it. No, I'm serious, God. You gotta know what it looks like.
Don't ask for security, ask for adventure.
If you fight with faith, you fight with prayer, eventually you'll realize everything that you went through had a purpose.
You have to learn, what do you want in your life? And it's okay to sit in a room by yourself in a chair and just think about you.
If you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen. A lot of times people believe in certain things, but they keep to themselves. They don't put it out there. You truly believe in it. If you become vocal with it, you are creating that law of attraction, and it will become reality.
Because your dreams have to be bigger than all your fears and all your consequences. What makes people go back is you dream too small. See, your problem in life ain't if you aim too high and you miss it. Your problem in life is if you aim too low and you hit it. That's, you messed up now. So when you aim to the moon and you miss, you still amongst the stars.
You ask me, bro, what do you want? Man, I want to be diamond. Tell me something I don't know. Everybody wants it. But the raw reality of it is, everybody don't get it. And the crazy thing is, if you want it, you can get it. It's not like somebody is stopping you or holding a gun to your head and telling you you can't get it. It's a matter of will, it's a matter of hard work, it's a matter of sacrifice, it's a matter of dedication, it's a matter of commitment. And I'm not talking about the commitment that says, yes, I'll show up, not that commitment. I'm talking about the commitment I'm gonna stay true to what I said I would do long after the mood that I've set it in has left.
Look, guys, this pursuing success, becoming someone who is abnormal, becoming someone who sets the fucking standard for others, becoming someone who shows the rest of the world what is possible is a very difficult path. You are going to have people you are going to have unexpected circumstances arise. You are going to have all these things that you never fucking counted on come and smack you in the face over and over and over again. This is just part of being on that path.
Like, what's the GPS that's on the end of our decisions and our choices? Like, where is it really taking us? Because at the end of the day in life, it's only two things that matter. And it's not about the biggest car, it's not about the biggest house, it's not about the bank account, it's only two things that matter. It's about who we become in life, and it's about what we give back to life. Please don't be the people in this world that become a public success, but they're private failures.
God has an incredible life for you. All you got to do is ask him for it. Be willing to put in the work. But now this work part is hard. Success is hard. But let me ask you a question. Ain't not being successful hard too? So now which hard you want? You want the hard with some options or some benefits, or you want the hard where ain't nothing going on?
That's true of your goals and dreams as well. There's an inevitability to success. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when we adopt one more, when we adopt compound pounding. Do you know the kind of confidence you begin to have when you just accept in your life that I am going to be relentless, I'm always going to do extra, and you accept the fact that all things break down over time. All the barriers will go away, all the obstacles will go away, everything in your way will go away if you keep after it over an extended period of time. Most people overestimate what they can do in a year. They do. They set up goals for a year and they overestimate where they're going to get to. And they dramatically underestimate what they can do in a decade.
You have the power within you as you begin to develop your consciousness, as you hold the vision of what it is that you want to do, as you decide to answer this small voice within you, because as you respond to this voice that's telling you you ought to do this, the way will come, ideas will come to you. You will begin to attract things you need and things that you don't even know that you need right now. You will develop the skills in the process.
Every single one of you who is struggling right now, you need to understand this. What you're going through right now, it's necessary because what's happening right now is you are forging the fucking skills. You are forging the determination. You are forging the grit. You are forging the fortitude. You are forging all the fucking things that nobody else is gaining because they're sitting on their hands and you're willing to push through.
Efficient but not effective. I did things right, but I never did the right thing. Efficient, not effective. Hollow. Jelly bean. Hard on the outside, soft on the inside, don't possess nothing.
Most people go through life as volunteer victims. They go through life volunteering to be victims, giving excuses of why they're not pursuing their greatness, giving excuses on why they're not doing the things that they want to do, putting it off again and again and again, wasting valuable time. Life is very valuable, ladies and gentlemen. Time is very valuable, and it's very fragile. You've got to decide to do what you can right now, and don't delay. Living your life like a sense of urgency.
Everything I've ever been a part of, everything I've ever been connected to, and everything I'm aspiring to do, everything I've ever wanted to accomplish, at a certain point I understood my perspective about it had to be right, because my perspective will always affect my performance. How I view what I do will always affect how I do what I do.
When you're complaining, you know what you're doing? You're focusing on everything that's wrong in your life. What you focus on, you move towards. Yep. And also what you focus on, you attract. When you're complaining, you're focusing on all the shit in your life. You're complaining. You can control your life and be a person that's not a creature, so there's a creator.
Because, sure, life is tough, but it gets a lot easier when you're laughing at it. So, despite the suffering, in fact, to spite the suffering, to spite the hardship, to spite the challenges, laugh at them all. They can't stand it when you do. And they all get easier. Yes, laugh at them all. Laughter wins.
Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Your imagination is the evidence of things not seen. You know why they say it's not seen? Because your imagination, you are the only one who can see it. So you know what that means? All that stuff you've ever imagined, it's just been God showing you a preview of a coming attraction he has for you. The problem with your imagination is you tell it to the wrong people.
The people that are going to change their lives, the people that are going to recover their health, the people that are going to build their lives and start all over again from scratch are people who believe it's possible. The people who fail are the people who suffer from possibility blindness. They say the people that are successful in any area of life, you must be willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have.
I said dominate. So if you think you're gonna dominate in your industry, dominate in this world and be one of the best at what you do. When I say dominate, I need you to make some noise because I'm talking about you.
So everything that you do is habit forming. And that includes hitting the snooze button. That includes sitting on the couch. That includes eating donuts. It's all habit forming. You know what else is habit forming? Discipline. Setting the alarm and getting up. Going and working out. That stuff is all habit forming too. I recommend you form some disciplined habits.
So of course you feel lost. Of course you feel confused. Of course you feel frustrated. Because you haven't been developing any of the skills that are necessary for you to live a true life that you're proud of. How about this? How about you work on developing your discipline machine?
And so I want whatever dream you have, I want you to expand it, I want you to increase it, and I want to warn you, don't ask yourself how you're going to do it. How is none of your business. Goethe says, that which does not kill you will make you stronger.
The greatest gift that you can give yourself is to find something that you're naturally adept at and figure out a way to make a living at it. Because if you do that, every day will be a play day. You're never battling upstream. You love what you do. And if you love what you do, if you love what you do, why do you want to stop doing it? And then go out and try to find something that you like better.
It's all in your mind. Whatever you hold in your mind will tend to occur in your life. If you continue to believe as you have always believed, you will continue to act as you have always acted. You will continue to get what you have always gotten. If you want different results in your life or your worth, all you have to do is change your mind.
And in every family, there's a Neo. There's the one that eventually shows up in a family and changes the whole family forever. They rise up and they change it all.
Rainy, windy, nasty. Those cats are inside the treadmill. Can't let conditions dictate your outcome. That train with every condition they give you. Because it's too nasty. Go do the same. Stay hard.
If you can believe it, you can achieve it. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. This is something that you hear a lot of, and I get it. But guess what? Belief by itself doesn't get you anything. You gotta impose your will, you gotta be disciplined, and you gotta make things happen.
And don't worry about failing. You're going to fail. You're going to make some mistakes. You're going to look stupid. Why? It's called life. Make it okay to fail. See, well, I found that, as the saying goes, most people fail in life not because they aim too high and miss. Most people fail in life because they aim too low and hit.
You have to be willing to grit it out. You have to be willing to push through discomfort. Nothing that you're about to try or do or achieve that is worthwhile is going to be comfortable for you during the process of creating it. So stop with this fucking hope shit. Stop with this I wish when it comes to your own life, and start replacing those terms with I will fucking do no matter what.
Life is a fight for territory. And once you stop fighting for what you want, what you don't want will automatically take over. Got to outthink and outwork the competition.
You can have, you can be, and you can do whatever you want to do, but you cannot do it if you're not willing to make the sacrifice. And for those of you who are willing to make the sacrifice, I'm willing to make the sacrifice.
That life is short and every second is precious, so put your freaking head down and keep getting after it.
The reason most people fail is because they give up what they want most for what they want now.
I don't know who needed to hear this, but I gotta tell you, you must be some kind of amazing if you think about all the things that have come up against you and you're still here. All the things that tried to stop you from getting to where you are now, to stop you from trying to have confidence and self-esteem, and yet you made it.
Question: who are you? Or at least, who could you be? Answer: part of the eternal force that constantly confronts the terrible unknown, voluntarily. And part of the eternal force that faces chaos and turns it into productive order. And all of this, being very difficult to understand consciously, but vital to our survival, is transmitted in the form of the stories that we cannot help but attend to. And it is in this manner that we come to apprehend what is of value, what we should aim at, and what we could be.
When you're stretching out, when you're taking life by the collar, you're going to get thrown to the ground again and again and again. But when you have determination, and you know that what you're doing is right, it gives you your life, it gives a special meaning and power to you, you will discover some things about yourself that will begin to electrify your personality. You'll begin to discover some things about you that you don't know you've got.
One of the greatest steps towards success is self-confidence. And the greatest builder of self-confidence is self-esteem. Doing the things you know you should do so that at the end of the day you have this great satisfaction. The old prophet said, the sleep of a laboring man is sweet. Not the sleep of a goof-off man. Not the sleep of a joker. No. The sleep of one who labors. That's the sleep that's sweet.
Don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count. Always feel that you have worth. And always feel that your life has ultimate significance.
In order to have what you want in life, you must stop staring at the top of that mountain. You must stop creating excuses for why you can't or don't feel like it. And you must put your head down and look at the first step in front of you. And then you must take the action and start walking toward what you want.
I don't believe everybody can be the biggest and the fastest and the strongest and the smartest, but I believe you are number one when you get up in the morning and say, today, I'm gonna give it my best shot. I believe you're number one when at the end of the day, you can honestly look in that mirror and say, today, I gave it my best shot.
Winning is in all of us. We all want to win. But the path people take to get to winning, everybody wants the end result and they want to feel the sugar and the confetti and all that other stuff. But what you have to endure to win, no one wants to talk about.
The reasons have power. Your reasons will drive you. When you have doubt, when your faith becomes weak, your reasons will fortify your faith. When you have an inner conversation, say, no, don't do that. Your reasons will become your rod and your staff to comfort you, to take you through those challenging moments.
So boy, don't you stop now. Don't you sit down on the steps cause you find this kind of hard, but I still going, boy. I still climbing. And life for me Ain't been no crystal stair. Well, life for none of us has been a crystal stair, but we must keep moving. We must keep going.
You have to lose your fear of failure. Failure is a part of the process. People who never fail never try. You have to fail. You got to get it wrong to get it right.
Moments away from beginning your journey through life. Moments away from starting to change the world for the better. It will not be easy. Start each day with a task completed. Find someone to help you through life. Respect everyone. Know that life is not fair and that you will fail often.